we have a microphone. So that will be very helpful. So. Want us to sign here? Yes, please. Yes, she said yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I was. I'm sorry, you guys have good slides. How are you? I'm good. What are you doing? I'm on the dad, yeah. Oh, okay, great. You here to speak? Yeah. Because I drove by today and I. He left him, because they can't. Yeah, yeah, you like him. Hey. Do you like good in your world? Is he? Kids out of trouble. Yeah, that makes life easier, huh? How weird is it when school's ending? You're like, it'd be nice to have summer break. And then you get in summer break, great when school starts.
Well, really for me, like, it's kind of easier. My wife's a teacher, so she the other years, just going in. I wanted to keep part-time gate so that he could go full. But he was. The summer she was like,
Yes. And I think that's the biggest thing. The routines, it's good for the kids.
Yeah.
Parents, we love it. But
Yeah.
it's a good thing. My kids, they go to Central Christian. They don't start till it was really late.
That is
I
late.
look back and last year it was like right around then.
We're in May, and so we start next Tuesday. I started in service today. I work with her. This week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's thrilled. Light was at the end of the tunnel. It's a little further down, but
Oh, well.
it
I
is what
think
it is.
whether or not they really, like, I think my daughter is, because she's got school friends. She's excited to see them again. And start kindergarten. That's cool. He's a big kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have one drop off in the morning.
That life is good. I can't wait for that. We're 1 year away, so our youngest is 3. He turns 3 this. So it's kind of like. He spends time reading. Mostly like. Yeah, because there's. Every year of life for a boy. There's,
We're like, around February this time. Shit. We did.
Yeah.
But like for him, knowing, like his
Oh,
are
that's your job.
8 years apart in school. Our kindergarten. Getting out of date. Like
Yeah.
it just felt forever.
Yeah. Once you're there, then you
Years,
spend
so.
forever in the other way. That's
Yeah.
good. It'll be exciting to get him into, but you gotta just soak at the moments.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like when daughter started getting. How you doing? I'm like, such a bitter. Like, and it's just, it was fun because she just marched right in. They don't get down, bye, Dad. And you're like, all right. And when the thing is like, she was ready for it, you know?
And that's the thing, you know, your kid, you put them in the right time and then they'll thrive.
Yeah.
And so.
And it's just fun to see them up, like, I'm excited.
I love that.
You know, he's got some words he can sound out when he really wants to try. But just kind of build the confidence. Just do that thing.
I feel like the younger one learns so much from that older. Oh yeah, I mean, good or bad. I mean, yeah, we have all boys and youngest boy learned all the dumb things.
We have a little bit of that. We also have a little bit. My daughter by nature is just a mother. And the small child, she has.
And then you'll.
So she intends well to do things for you. do this. Or then she goes the opposite way. Where she's trying to teach him, but still teaching him at what? A level that he's not at yet. I won't be here.
That helps both. I mean, they'll develop into great people, because I think having siblings, learn more about how to be a person. That's good. Well, I'm glad to hear it's going well.
Are you, sir? Good. Yeah, oh, yeah. Everything that happens.
And we're still receiving it. So I do this.
Well, it's not minutes, I guess.
I know.
There's no motion to minutes. I don't recall.
Good. Yes, this handouts.
I do.
Hello.
Uh, Sure. Or you're welcome.
I take it you're welcome. Oh,
Oh.
that's nothing to mess with. My grandfather's had to choose.
Timothy.
Oh, yeah.
How's your voice tonight, Tim?
Strong as ever.
Right now.
Yeah, you should have.
I'm sure it wants. I'm fine. Bruce.
Been embarrassed. Last week. How was your trip?
I had that. But when Tim asked
Well, that was. I can't vote.
well, you may abstain.
I may abstain.
Yes, I will note that in minutes.
I think since I'm 56, I might as well believe it. 76, I might as well believe it. I was gonna call you on it, but Story. Good, how are you doing?
I found him guilty.
Really.
It's a leap of faith.
Made it.
Five, actually, second time.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Teresa, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Faith, can you hear us?
Yep, awesome.
This is 2 meetings in a row that our houseman has missed.
She was here.
Put her in some sort of jeopardy.
She was here the last.
Okay, that's the trip before then.
Yeah, she
Yes, it's 2 meetings out of 3 then.
Huh?
Yeah. He was out overseas or something. We said, some mayor's meetings.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's cold.
How's, okay.
All the labors.
About 9 years. Sure. I was aged out. Yeah.
Stephanie, are you able to hear us okay?
Making these houses out of wood, what's wrong with these people? This little zoning here for an apartment, how many apartments could you fit?
I think that's just.
Tracy, are you able to hear us okay?
I hear you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
In 1 minute. So you want to begin? Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the August 10th, 2026 meeting of City of Wichita District Advisory Board number 2. My name is Tim Johnson. I am sitting in for Councilwoman Tuttle, who's unable to be here this evening. She's dealing with a family matter out of state. With that, I think we'll just jump right in. The first thing we need to do is approve the minutes of, approve the agenda for this evening. I've taken a look at it. I have no suggested changes. Does anyone else have any changes? Well, then I
Approve
would.
the agenda.
But now,
I move we approve the agenda. I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Second.
Motion passes. The second item, approval of the minutes of July 13, 2026. Has everyone had the opportunity to take a look at these minutes, and do we have any changes or corrections?
I reviewed and I see really none.
Would you care to turn that into a motion to approve?
Yes, I would like to turn that into a motion. Approve July.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any conversation? Any comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I need to abstain.
Aye.
We have any other abstentions besides Bruce?
Me, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie. All right.
Zena is also.
That as well. Thank you. Thank you. We have no scheduled items on the public agenda. As for off agenda items, is there anyone here who would like to speak on a
topic that is not already on this evening's agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on to staff report. First up, Community Policing Officer Berger will report on specific concerns for beat areas in District 2. Good evening, sir.
Let's see real quick. Yeah, as with the introduction, I'm Officer Phil Berger. I'm with Patrol East Community Policing. And I'd like to start with just some brief, just crime statistics that encompass the DAB2 area. I like to talk because they're kind of broken into like two different parts. One we outline as part one violent, and those encompass everything from criminal homicides to sexual assaults to robberies and ag assaults. We have a slight increase in robberies. They were from person, not commercial. One of those was solved, and I think they're still investigating the other one. And then the second block is our part one property, and that involves everything from burglaries to larcenies, auto larcenies, and all of that is down 9%. So that's good to see there. And then I like to look back where we were a year ago from today, and it kind of gives us a good picture of kind of where we here. So our part one is down 2%, and part one property is down 20. So we'd like to see that downward trajectory. Not a decrease, so that's always good to see. So as far as the crime statistic, kind of looking at crime just a little bit about Patrol East. We just had Academy that graduated, I think last month, I believe it was. We got 8 of those recruits out of the class, which is good. We are down to 7. One resigned, unfortunately. Felt this was not the job for them. So glad that they saw that early instead of later. But I think the rest of them are doing well. They still have quite a ways to go because it's processed to get out of FTO and operate as a solo officer. So hopefully they can complete that and fill in some of the gaps that we have at Patrol East. We have National Night Out tomorrow. Myself and my other teammates will be going around to the various National Night Out events and making some appearances there. So if you guys live in a neighborhood that has a National Night Out, I encourage you to go. It's a good time to mingle with your neighbors, and you guys can see CP officers that usually stop by. So take part in those. We have a new academy class. I think that's ongoing. I think maybe upwards of 30 in that class. I don't have the full numbers on that. So when I went through academy 12 years ago, we only had 22. So it's good to see some higher numbers. So I wish I had more for you guys, but I just don't have a whole lot this month. So yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, Faith.
Hi, Faith Martin, Eastridge Neighborhood Association has asked me to ask you to pass along a message. We've been trying to get a hold of Patrol East, my president and myself, to try to get a follow-up on the presentation of the pilot of the real-time information risk terrain modeling that was happening in Eastridge. If you could pass along that message that we're looking to have a presentation at our neighborhood association about what you guys have done. They can just contact the president, Paul Bradley, or myself to get that scheduled.
Okay, when's your next meeting?
We meet the third Tuesday of every month. So we have August coming up and then September, and then we don't meet for the rest of the year. So maybe we could plan it for September.
You guys are having one this month, correct?
Yeah, we are, but I think we've already got our guests set for August. So if it's possible, and we could talk about it more offline. We haven't got any return calls back from anyone. So they just wanted me to ask if you guys could reach out.
Yeah, I'll have someone reach out to you tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, good deal. Okay, all right. So our plan is to have the beat officers in that area stop by. That way you guys can put a face with the name and get a contact there, so sure. And I think Officer McCollum will. Yes, sir.
Didn't very much.
It's they don't tell us what operations they're doing, where, when, and how many they're doing. That's just not information they pass along to us. I will tell you, we would get involved if they're in trouble, if they're fighting somebody, if they are in trouble, they would do the same for us. So we extend that same courtesy. But are we actively involved in their operations? No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, officer.
Cool. Any other questions? Okay.
Very good.
All right.
Thanks.
Yep. My pleasure.
Our agenda says fire department report is next, but acting battalion chief McGee has yet to arrive. You will see that there is a written report in your agenda packet. So we're going to skip fire department now. If the chief shows up a little later, we'll have him present his report at that time. And Teresa has just stepped out to bring in Sierra Kelly, who is the branch manager of the Rockwell Library, who will give us an update on library activities across the city. For the city.
That's right.
Sierra can explain. Good evening.
Hi, my name's Sierra Kelly. I'm the branch manager here at the Rockwell Library. I don't have a ton of updates for you today. You'll have noticed when you came in that the library is closed today. So all of the branches were closed today because we're getting software upgrades. I don't fully understand what's happening on the back end with technology, but it has to do with moving to a different hosted server than what we've been using. And it meant that none of our technology was working today. We couldn't check things in or out. We didn't have Wi-Fi. We didn't have computers. Couldn't really do much of anything at all. So we closed the library, but staff were still at all of the locations. And we used today to try to tackle projects. So we did a bunch of shifting, moving our collection around, things that we've been wanting to do for a while here at the Rockwell branch. If I look really dusty, it's because we were downstairs cleaning out the basement today. So that was a big project. It sort of was left untouched when we renovated. So there's just a bunch of old construction stuff down there and old broken furniture, and we got all that moved out, and we're ready for Public Works to come and take it all away so that we can use that space for what it's meant to be used for, which is programming storage, and also it's our tornado shelter. So we're glad that it's all cleaned up and we can put chairs out there in case we ever need to use it in that way. So that's what we were up to today. This weekend was a really big weekend for the library. We had two big events, one at the Advanced Learning Library downtown and one at Alford. So we had our annual local author day at the Advanced Learning Library. So that is a day where we have authors from Wichita and surrounding areas come in, and normally the library is very no sales on the premises. We don't sell things. We don't allow people to come and use the meeting rooms to sell things. But one of the exceptions that we do every year is local author day. So people can come and purchase books from local authors, have them signed, talk to the authors. They usually will do some talks where they have some of the authors talk about their process and books that they've published. And we had over 500 people come out for that event this weekend. So that was very exciting for us. The other event that we had this weekend was our literacy fair. So this was not something that we'd done before. This was a first time thing, a partnership with the Wichita Journalism Collaborative. So the idea was to bring folks in to connect with local media organizations and outlets to get a sense of what local reporting looks like, to learn about literacy rates in Wichita and different organizations that are trying to help children and adults improve their literacy. As part of that literacy fair, I know they passed out a bunch of free children's books to folks, and they also had backpacks full of school supplies that they passed out as well. So it was an all ages event just focused on literacy. I don't know anyone, any staff who were there that day. I know folks who were at the local author fair. That's why I know how many people were there. So I don't have as much information about the literacy fair, but hopefully that was successful as well. One thing that we like to remind people about this time of year, if you weren't aware, is the partnership that we have with Wichita Public Schools to get all of their students e-cards to access library materials, all of the digital resources that we have, they can access. So it is a opt-out system where all students who are enrolled in USD 259 schools are automatically given student e-card accounts in our system. So that means the number that is used is just their school number, their student ID number. So they can access all of our digital resources. So that includes our databases, our homework help resources, our ebooks and e-audiobooks. We have Canopy, which has a lot of educational films, documentaries, art films, things of that nature. All of our digital stuff, they can come in and use our computers. They can also come in and use our Wi-Fi. So they automatically have access to all of those things without necessarily parents having to come in and get them a full library card. So that's an effort for us to try to expand that access for them. Of course, if you do bring your child in to get a library card, great. That means that they can check out all of our physical materials as well, all of our books and our DVDs and great things that we have. The student e-cards are just for the digital resources. But it's nice sometimes too when we have kids who come in who need to use the computer because they need to do homework or something and they just walked over, especially here at Rockwell because we're in the middle of a neighborhood. We don't have to say, no, I'm so sorry, you don't have a library card. You can't, do anything here. We can still help them. They can still use the computer and we can get them set up with databases and stuff like that. So that's about all I've got for you. We're in a bit of a programming lull that all of the libraries do where we're in a period where summer reading has ended and we haven't been able to run all of our statistics and figure out how everything went. I'll have statistics for you at the September meeting and be able to tell you how many people, how many kids participated, how many starters and how many finishers we had. So we're working on those stats right now. And then in the fall, that's when we launch all of our programs again. We launch back up with story times and children's programs and adult programs as well, but not a ton of programming going on at the moment. That's why they plan some of our great big programs for this time of year so that we can pull in other staff since they're not busy doing other things. Any questions for me?
Any questions online?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want me to stay letting people in or what do you want to do for that? Do you want to say if you haven't arrived by now, you're just not, you don't get to come? Okay. All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, well, we're still awaiting representatives from fire. Is that John? All right, we're gonna skip then to new business. And first item under new business is zoning case 2026-00031. And I believe Philip Zevenbergen with the MAPD is here to present this case. Philip, I turn it over to you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Philip Zavenbergen with the Metropolitan Area Planning Department. first case before you tonight is a zone change, zone 2631. Is a zone change request from LC Limited Commercial to GC General Commercial located at 6801 East Kellogg. The purpose of the request is to allow for vehicle repair general. Property is 1.45 acres in size. It currently has buildings on it that they're looking to reuse. And the difference between vehicle repair limited and vehicle repair general, limited commercial, the way it's zoned right now would allow for a mechanic, which is more like the mechanical parts of the car. That's allowed within limited commercial. In order to do vehicle repair general, they need to go to general commercial. And that's more body and fender work, often is associated with also paint booths and things like that. Kind of everything but the mechanics of the car, which is typically why it requires a higher, more intense zoning classification, just because the possibility for the odor and the nuisance associated with the fender work and the painting of the vehicle. The existing building on the site was built in 1973. Our understanding is that they are looking to renovate it and use it. They're looking to put the body repair within kind of more the central part of the building, and I believe they're here and they can give you more details about their plan. I believe they provided you guys with a handout for you guys to peruse. The staff report identifies kind of the development standards and how they change between limited commercial and general commercial. There's really not much of a difference when it comes to building setbacks and heights and things like that. Our zoning code does require compatibility setbacks, whether it's in limited commercial or general commercial, so those are not changing. They would apply to any new structures on the site. Some of the existing structures don't meet those requirements, but they were likely built prior to those things being in the zoning code. Screening and landscaping requirements are required as well. It would require a 6 to 8 foot screening fence along the south side, where it's across an alley from residential zoning. Depending on the renovation, it may or may not have to come into compliance with the landscape code. This site was developed prior to the landscape code coming into being enacted in the city of Wichita. And really when it comes to renovations, it's based on a dollar value amount. So that will be determined as they get building permits for the interior work that they're planning to do. If they do have to come into compliance, it would be a landscape street yard with parking lot screening along East Kellogg. And that is the frontage road. Even though Kellogg as a highway is sunken at this location, it does apply to the frontage road. Parking for the site is 1 space per 500 square feet plus 3 spaces. So they likely have that anyway, so there shouldn't be any issue with there. The surrounding context is a mix of commercial and residential, as you guys are all very familiar with. The corridor along Kellogg is predominantly commercial, except for the north side, which isn't in Eastboro. We do notify people in Eastboro. It's a state statute, so they got letters if they were close enough. Properties to the south are zone TF3, 2-family residential, but I believe they're all single-family homes. And again, they're adjacent across an alley. I don't think the alley was ever improved, but it's essentially acting as a utility easement. It has access to East Kellogg frontage as well as South Mission Road. The property was platted, so they don't have to plat it. And in 1981, there was a variance approved to reduce parking from 116 stalls down to 98. That was based on a use back in 1981, so that doesn't necessarily apply. If they have issues with their parking, they can address those through either administrative adjustment up to 25% or possibly a variance based on the use, because parking ratios are based on your use. So they actually have a use that doesn't, it actually has a very low parking ratio for the type of use, being 1 per every 500 square feet. When it comes to the conformance with the plans and policy, we find that it's in partial conformance. The land use, future land use map does identify the property as appropriate for commercial. The land use map is a very broad topic. And so commercial can mean anything from like your typical retail all the way possibly up to what they're asking for, something in general commercial. So we have to drill down a little bit deeper to other things within the comprehensive plan to kind of flesh out whether or not this is an appropriate use at this location. So we go to the locational guidelines. There's a development pattern that states industrial and major commercial land uses that generate pollution, odor, noise, light, safety hazards, and high levels of traffic should be located away from residential areas and develop a screening, buffering, and site design features sufficient to mitigate adverse impacts. Additionally, there's another one that states development abutting the targeted arterials, Kellogg Freeway, gateways, and landmarks identified on the priority enhancement areas of the Wichita Infrastructure Projects map should consider the inclusion of site design features that increase the sense of quality of life through the emphasis of visual character and aesthetic improvements. So vehicle repair general is a commercial use. There's a lot of commercial uses along Kellogg. We find that going to vehicle repair general with the possibility of having odor as a nuisance to residential properties that are very close is not really in conformance with the comprehensive plan. The Wichita Places for People plan has strategies that are designed to guide development in certain locations. As a reminder, the Wichita Places for People plan is kind of an urban infill development plan for the interior 3 miles of Wichita. So it goes out from the center of the core 3 miles in every direction. Strategy number 2 is to improve the connectivity within the ECA for all modes, with special attention to pedestrian cyclists between neighborhoods and commercial services. It does not also align with strategy number 6, which encourages infill and development that is contextual to the environment in which it's occurring. There are instances of general commercial along this part of East Kellogg. However, they're not within this like half-mile block. You have to go farther in each direction in order to get to them. In addition, with the nearby residences for the particular use that they're looking for, we find that that's not really contextual as this plan calls for. Finally, the purpose statement for the general commercial district out of the zoning code says that GC is to accommodate retail, commercial offices, and other complementary land uses. Again, vehicle repair general is not really compatible with low-density residential developed to the south. Overall, our staff recommendation is to deny the application. The application has not received any public comment regarding any opposition to it. We have not heard from neighbors. I did send Teresa several letters of support that I believe she mailed out to you guys as well. This went to the Metropolitan Area Planning Commission on July 23rd. They had a recommendation for approval with the alternative protective overlay that's in your staff report. I apologize, Tim, I don't have an exact number, but the staff member whose case this is had the same recollection as mine, as it was more or less unanimous. So I apologize, I don't have a vote count, but it wasn't necessarily a split vote. It was more or less unanimous. So again, they recommended approval of the general commercial with protective overlay number 493. So if you look on page 5, there after the findings, number 1 says that no offsite or portable signs shall be permitted on the subject site. Signs shall be in accordance to the sign code for the limited commercial district. No LED signs shall be permitted along South Mission Road. Light poles limited to a maximum height, including the base of the light pole to 15 feet. Light poles shall not be located in any platted setbacks. Outdoor speakers and sound amplification systems are not permitted. Landscaping shall be installed pursuant to the Wichita Landscape Code. Again, that will be based on whether or not they trigger it. It's not necessarily requiring it of them. The site is limited to 1 paint booth, which shall be located a minimum of 70 feet from the south property line. And the exhaust system of the paint booth shall also be on the northern portion of the building. Uses on the site are restricted to those limited by right in limited commercial, in addition to vehicle repair general, as it is allowed in general commercial zoning. Vehicle repair general shall be accessory to vehicle repair limited and shall not be done independently. So essentially what that last one says is the functionality of the site is not going to change. It's more or less limited commercial. They're just allowing the one use. So instead of opening the door to all other uses in general commercial, this is keeping all the uses in limited commercial with the addition of the one that they're asking for, since that's all they're asking for. I'll back up to number 5. That 70-foot dimension essentially makes sure that the paint view is in the main structure that's kind of in the middle of the site. That's kind of where that 70-foot came from. In their conversation at Planning Commission, they were agreeable to these. I'll let them speak to them as well. Essentially, with their testimony, with the letters of support that were received and no public opposition, the Planning Commission recommended approval of this application subject to this protective overlay. And with that, I can stand for any questions you might have for me. Yes, sir.
I may have missed your explanation, but On your cover page, it says to deny. Recommendations to.
So our staff recommendation to the planning commission and to this body is to deny. What I just got done recounting was at the planning commission, their recommendation was to approve it. The planning commission was. Anytime staff recommends denial, we always provide the appropriate body an alternative with appropriate language as we may feel that if it's going to be approved, it should be approved in this way so that that board doesn't necessarily have to try to figure that out at the meeting. It's tracks for them in the run on. Any one of these things identified in the protective overlay, you guys could recommend modifications to. If you feel that more needs to be added or less, some need to be taken away. We essentially try to give the bodies tracks to run on if they were going to go and recommend approval. If we just recommended denial and left it flat and then that body wanted to approve it, they may not necessarily have the tools to make it appropriate.
So the current,
Faith has a question.
Okay.
yes, Faith. Go ahead,
Right,
Faith.
Hi, sorry. So I live about a block and a half from here, and most people that said something to me were not in the complaint area. My concern is with the exhaust and the closeness to the single family homes that are right behind there, because it's not really an alley. If you drive past there, it's overgrown. There's no place to go. So basically it's whatever's in their parking lot is the space that there is between those two buildings. And hasn't really sat for a long time. My concern is the exhaust, because there's a hotel right next to that and on the left side of that property, and then there's single family behind it. And not too many years ago, we lost 15 houses for a car lot there. So the neighborhood is very sensitive to any more commercial going in there. So what else could we do with the paint booth and the exhaust? Because that's a pretty small property.
The protective overlay essentially was staff's best shot at, number one, it has to be within the main structure, at least 70 feet away from the property line, but then the exhaust vent, like the exhaust port itself, has to be on the northern side of the building. As far on the northern side of the property as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, that is correct. And they did not change any of those conditions. They recommended 5 conditions as they're written.
We have any other questions? Philip at this time? All right, hearing none.
We have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
Okay, how many?
We wish, 7. We have
Okay.
8.
Sorry.
Applicant's representative or the applicant? Please state your name for the record.
Sure. Good evening, Dave Brown, PenFed Realty, 1617 North Waterfront Parkway. Agent for the applicant. I've been working with Michael and his wife, Michelle Wagner, for about 3 years now, trying to find them a good location to not only move their current existing business, Auto Image, but to own that facility as well. We wanted specifically to be on the Kellogg corridor. When this building became available, it seemed like, something we could really work with. It has the right amount of square footage and the enhance. Something that is really great for Wichita. I've given you kind of an artist rendering of what we're looking at, taking it from. Kind of artist. So let me introduce you first to Auto Image. Auto Image is basically enhances vehicle paint protection, does vinyl wrap, window tinting, and occasionally we need paint. Every vehicle. So part of the business, paint booth, because our biggest clients are car dealerships. Yeah, sure. Kind of odd that Dave Brown can't be heard. So a biggest part of our business are car dealerships. Walzer and the high-end automotives they sell, and Schofield, is it Schofield? No, it's Honda next door, yeah. Honda next door. They will sell the product that Mike does through the entire purchase of the property or the car, which is a very thin ceramic gel coat paint protection mostly. It goes over the car and protects it from scratch and dent and door dings and things like that. But occasionally they send him some used cars that come off their lot that maybe just need a little touch up on the fender, the hood, the doors. And then sometimes we have some people who want to wrap and they need a little color change in the car to kind of blend in with that. So this is not high impact, heavy, type of repairs to the cars. We don't do any automotive repairs, just, prep and paint, take care of some hell dents and things of that nature. We currently operate managing those two. Car that comes parked outside. Not a back-end building. So when you talk about that alley access and potential conflicts with the residential area, they're actually being more protected from these elements in the design of this building. Pay no attention to the man behind the corner. Than they would be from if you did something that you might be interested in. I need to put it back in.
I don't know why it's suddenly.
Is it one of their machines?
So, as far as the paint fumes, the paint booth area is air conditioned. These gentlemen work in an air conditioned environment. It's a very unusual environment for people who work in paint and body. And it's a coveted one for our employees. And then the paint booth itself is air conditioned and it's filtered and the fumes are practically nothing. We have agreed to the overlay, which would put that exhaust going out. The front northern portion through the ceiling, but as far north as we can. As far as the 70-foot rule, the building itself sits 75 feet from the south property line. So when we're inside the building, so we already meet that requirement. We don't need any more lighting that's already there. We don't have any digital signing that would be placed on that south exposure. All those requirements that are in there have almost all been met. The only thing that would really be a question is what they want to do with the landscaping. So, right, open it up for questions at this time, anybody?
I do have one quick question. Where was their other location?
Currently on East Harry between Woodlawn and Rock Road. I don't know the exact address off the top of my head.
That's,
And then the paint booth that they operate is on Marion Court off Rock Road. Closer to Pecan.
For you. What's the general hours of operation?
5 o'clock, you shut down?
8 o'clock.
8 to 5, yeah.
So not after the
The only
5.
time that we
I
would
don't
do
know where the other
weekends
one
is if we had.
It's like in the ceiling. I'm gonna go see.
And then like our dealership are like, we need to work Saturday. But even then, they don't really require us to because they understand. We all have regular ones, so. But still everything is encompassed inside that facility. But the total square footage of the two facilities we have now is about 16,000 square feet. So we're just at a breaking point. With my 16 employees I have now, this would add 10,000 square feet. I do have two gentlemen from Icon here who are going to do the actual modeling. If you had any questions from them, for them as well.
I think I have one behind you unless you still have a question.
Yeah, well, just one other, it mentions something in here about hosting events, size of the event or types for the neighborhood.
That would be, I'm sure you guys have heard like coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, or even smaller, but, like he said, Walter is very large. They're actually our biggest contributor. I also have quite a few clients that are doctors and whatnot, and they have McLarens and things like that.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to do like a night show or something like that, so if it was loud, I mean, nothing crazy, but very classy. So, I mean, we have, currently, we have two $300,000 portions in our facility right now. So that's the kind of, for the most part, we get there. And like Dave said, our teamwork is very low. There's no deer hits, there's no major collisions. Anything like that goes to Crash Champion, Car Star, or maybe Rusty at Body Shop, some of those very large facilities. So nothing that you would see tow truck in.
And it's done by 5, the limited painting you do have is done by 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. My body technician comes in at 7, and he goes home at 3:30. Pick up his kids, and my other guy's 8 to 5.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but whoever's speaking, we can't hear them online at all.
Isn't it true that your paint does have to be vetted to the outside?
Yes, by agreement with the overlay, it'll go out the ceiling and it'll be as far up to the northern portion of the building as we can get it. It's 70 feet inside there, the booth itself.
Yeah, I mean, I think the building is probably 70 feet plus the property line.
Yeah. Building's 75 feet from the southern line, and then the paint booth will be inside from like 76 forward, and the emission would be up on the roof.
And just based on that, heard her question, the paint booth was 3 years. It was 80,000, so this is
Yeah. Can the speaker come to the mic? We can't hear them.
State of the art that it gets, so the exhaust goes through the filter. So
Is that it's coming
it can't be
through the ceiling. Like what we're
From
seeing.
the outside, what would you expect that, what
Because it's,
would that smell like out there?
but it shouldn't be having sound at all.
If you can smell it at all. You'd have to be trying to smell.
Yeah.
You know, think about a nail salon, how noxious they are. This, nothing like it.
Paint booth is inside the actual building, so there's people painting and there's people right next to them working, so if you do that, then you couldn't really be productive outside of something.
So in essence, this is sort of what you're hoping the.
That's the idea. It's a whole different building the way it looks right now. I don't know if you guys know the building.
I know the building.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah, it's past owners have not either been willing to or able to put any cash infusion in that building to attract people to continue retail there. It just continues to be a blight on that corner. It's certainly not good for the Kellogg corridor, but this has an owner occupant, private ownership going into it, and a cash infusion of about one after purchase of another almost 1.5 million. It's
That's a large client, but also and there are steps next door. As you see, AJ Schofield, they can't wait to get that.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we
can, Faith.
Okay, whatever the gentleman in the gallery is saying, we haven't been able to hear any of that online.
Yeah, I'm sure you brought them up.
Yeah. I think with all that, you want me to repeat? Did you have a specific question that I could repeat for you, ma'am?
I mean, just whatever, there was quite a lengthy conversation and we couldn't hear any of it because the gentleman's not at a microphone.
So basically, he was clarifying the paint booth itself is 3 years old, so it's not some 25, 30-year-old, unit that's been worn out. It's very high tech. It is very well filtered. The emissions of any noxious fumes are so minimal. I mean, you'd really have to be trying to smell it. I mean, you're just not really going to notice the smells from this. Our tech that does the painting comes in at 7:30 and it's gone by 3:30. And second one works until 5. We're done in that building at 5 o'clock. Everybody goes home. All cars are stored inside. It's just a nice looking building with really good show front. And inside, our customers are able to see the activities going in. Everybody's working in a casual dressed atmosphere. It's all air conditioned 100%, including where the paint and body work is done.
Can you hear that, Faith?
Faith, can you hear us now?
Yes, that's so much better. Thank you.
Okay.
Part of our problem has been that the audio technology here has been giving us fits. Do we have any other board questions of the applicant? Is there?
You guys talked about the other location. We couldn't hear that online. What was the other location?
The main location is currently located on East Harry between Woodlawn and Rock. I don't have the exact address. And then we have a paint booth location that's another 3 miles away off Rock Road on Marion Court. And it's more industrial over there.
Paint.
Could you hear that, Faith?
I'm happy to make a motion when it comes back to the board.
Well, we've heard the staff report. We've heard the applicant's comments. Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak to this case? Hearing and seeing none, we'll return the conversation to the board. I have a question, Philip. I actually have two. I think one has been substantially answered, and that is, should there be any outside storage at this facility? You said no, there will not be. But if there were to be, would it be fenced and secured?
It would have to be screened, yes.
Okay. And then that's a zoning
That is
requirement.
a zoning requirement of just outdoor storage associated with commercial use.
My second question is, would this zoning change allow for another business to come in the future, a more mainstream auto body business and engage in crash repair and paint? Okay,
So
so,
vehicle repair general covers what they need to do it. They're, sounds like on the lesser intense side of the vehicle repair general, but if a crash champions coming in with full collision work could.
with this change, they would have the right to bring that business in.
Correct.
With the protective overlay?
Correct.
Yeah.
Because whether it's their intensity or a crash champion's intensity, it's all under vehicle repair general.
Under protective overlay.
Yeah. Other questions or comments from the advisory board?
So if we want to approve this, do we say we deny the denial or do we approve? How do we say this?
You would make a motion to approve
Okay.
the
I would like
request.
to make a motion.
based on the golden rules that you have before you.
Right.
Faith?
Yeah, I would like to move to deny based on multiple of the golden factors. Number one, zoning and uses and character of the neighborhood. There is a very thin strip on the frontage road that has slowly encroached on the residential neighborhood. And I don't believe that expanding that will contribute to the general character of the neighborhood. Also, number 9, the recommendation of staff was to deny. I know that the neighborhood residents aren't there, but that's my neighborhood. And even though I'm not in the area, I'm saying that I'm opposed to it. Another thing, the overspray, not the overspray, but the exhaust, whether it's pointed north or not, we live in a very windy area. And a lot of what happens on those car lots blows into the neighborhood. And I can imagine that this would be no different. And so relative gain to public health, safety, and welfare, as compared to loss in value, number 5, I believe protection of the public is the basis for zoning. So I would move to deny CON 20260094. I'm sorry, 0031.
Thank you, Faith. Do we have a second?
Is there an opportunity to introduce a separate motion to approve with the protective overlay, or do we wait for this to complete?
Take care of this.
Let's take care of this first.
Do we have a second? I'll second it. I can as pro temp, correct? Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion to deny, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
Opposed.
Motion fails.
Those opposed to.
Oh, I thought I said, motion opposed. I mean, those opposed, same sign.
Aye. Opposed to deny.
Yes.
This motion. Aye.
So, sorry, I'm getting people online. Stephanie also votes to deny.
Faith, Tim, Stephanie.
Faith is also voting to deny. Stephanie is voting to deny. Zena is also voting to deny. And I haven't heard his name. Oh, Tracy is voting.
Hi, this is Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
I'm a little confused. So the motion is to approve the recommended action. Is that not the motion?
That is not the motion. The
She said
motion is to,
She said the recommended action.
the motion is to
recommended
deny
action.
the request.
No. The recommended action is to deny.
That's what I'm saying. So
The motion I made was to deny the request, not with the staff overlay, just deny the request.
But wasn't
that
that the
was my
recommended action?
So
The recommended action was to deny unless
Yeah.
they did the protective overlay. So I guess I would agree that the staff recommendation to deny. So the motion is to deny in accordance with staff recommendations.
All right. That's what
So-
I vote for. The recommended actions of the staff without the overlay.
But currently, the motion has nothing to do with the overlay. It is
That's
a
what I thought.
motion to not allow the zoning change to happen at all. Am I correct, Faith?
Yes.
So those in favor of the motion of denying the zoning change, period, would say aye.
Okay, so let's have somebody repeat the motion that is recorded.
Okay, can you hear me, Tracy?
I hear you, yes.
Okay, so Faith's motion was she moved to deny the application in accordance with the staff recommendation.
Okay, got it.
And Tim Johnson seconded that. And as Tim said, the deny was to completely deny, not with a protective overlay. It was to deny the application.
Okay. And did that pass or no?
Trying to figure that out.
Oh, that's what
Call roll.
That's what I'm lost on. Did that pass or
Call roll.
not?
Okay. Yeah, let's call roll. That would be helpful.
We need to have a roll call vote.
Yeah. Okay, so the motion to deny would be an aye if you are
Correct.
voting to deny. Okay. So Tim, what is your vote as pro tem?
Aye. Faith, aye. Tim, aye.
Faith, your
Aye.
vote is aye. Okay. Jim, what's your vote?
Nay.
Nay. Okay. Judah, what's your vote?
Nay.
Nay. Okay. Bruce, what's your vote?
Nay.
Okay. And then Zena and Stephanie, are you both aye to deny? Okay.
I to deny for Stephanie. I to deny for Zena.
Okay. And Tracy, what was your vote?
I to deny.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ayes to deny, and 1, 2, 3 nays, for a total of 8 votes. So it
So
passes to
5 to
deny.
3. Yeah, the deny passes 5-3. What this means is the city council will receive both the MAPC recommendation to approve and this board's recommendation to not approve. Because those two bodies are in disagreement, this item will not be on a council consent agenda, but rather will be pulled off that agenda and the council itself will then vote one way or the other on this item. Go ahead.
Can someone make a motion to approve with the overlay? Because you denied it without. The overlay was
Yes,
what we were 100% agreeing.
yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
so I'll make
somebody
that-
can make a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Wait a minute. Cleared up yet.
Just what now?
This motion was on the table first and passed, so the item is done. Is that correct?
But the motion was to approve without the overlay. We came as an applicant.
I think
motion was
The
Philip
motion
is
was to
correct.
deny the application altogether.
She specifically said without the overlay,
She said to deny the application.
without the overlay.
She said to
But
deny
if you're
the
denying
application entirely.
There's no overlay.
So as I stated a moment ago, yes, it will go to the city council, but they will have a separate vote on it.
Well, we know we need to go to the city council, but if you run that back, she said without the overlay.
Faith,
Because that was the staff recommendation, so she was clarifying, I hope I'm saying this right, Faith. She
You
was
are
clarifying
correct.
To deny, irregardless of the staff's recommendation, her motion was to deny the application for zoning change. Now, somebody can come back behind her and make another motion and see if it passes or not.
Not my understanding.
I
of
don't
Robert
believe that. I
rules.
don't believe so. I think that's our recommendation. It'll be up to the council to make a decision one way or the other.
I think you're right, Tim, because we were only voting on what was presented in front of us. You're right. We can't change it. You're exactly right.
This doesn't end your.
We understand, but
It's-
what the MAPC passed was with the overlay.
But we didn't vote on that. And we weren't
That's what I'm
required to
saying.
vote on
Why
that.
are you voting?
They had the
without the overlay?
opportunity to take action to approve of the overlay and they chose not to.
It's really okay. If somebody else wants to spend $2.5 million on that piece of crap and pay $35,000 a year in taxes, you can take it. I'm done.
I think they probably are.
This would really help.
Externalities.
That was tough, Tim.
Philip, can we have Chief McBee, Acting Chief McBee, give his report?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Real quick, can I just ask a question, just sidebar real quick, as far as I couldn't introduce a motion at any other time to vote that, even though when one was put up? Like generally speaking, could I?
We made a recommendation to deny.
Right,
We
and I
voted on a
couldn't introduce a
recommendation to
motion.
deny, not to,
Well, what
not
I'm-
to approve with conditions.
I understand that part of it with her motion. What I'm saying is when she put her motion up, I cannot also offer a second motion. Because that's what I was trying to do earlier, is to approve. And that's what I was curious about is she put up a motion, am I able to also put up?
We have to talk through that motion
But
and put that motion to rest.
And since
before
then
we
it
can
was
move on to
denied, I
another
can't.
motion.
Yeah, but since it was denied, then my motion just goes away at that.
We're gonna leave it there tonight. The council can override either the MAPC, the DAB, or both. The council could choose to approve the request as presented in the first place without conditions. I'm sorry, Chief. Acting Chief.
Apologize for my tardiness. The Marriott on Greenwich came in on fire. Whoa, we had a compressor burn up and a camper room. I just want to figure out where it was at. Chief Crosby left me a list of a few things to talk to you folks about, so I'll talk as much as I understand what's going on. The first one on his list, we have a new fire chief starting August 24th. Yay. I don't have anything to say about it. I don't know anything about the new fire chief. I'm gonna find out just like you guys. Second alarm fire, 500 block of Terra Lane.
Let's try this now. And see if we don't get any feedback.
How's about that? Can you hear me now?
Those on mic, can you hear Chief?
I hear him now. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see, what day was this? It was actually off. I apologize. On 7/29, we had a fire in the 500 block of North Terra Lane. It was about a 4,000 square foot house. Came in around 9:30ish in the morning. And this was a very well-built house and a very large house, about, like I said, about 4,000 square feet. And the fire had already taken the attic. And it was pretty much about an 8-hour event to get it completely extinguished. The crews went in. First floor was a little bit of visibility. Second floor was zero visibility and high heat. They still got a primary all clear, which means that they went through the whole place and didn't find anybody. And then command opted to bring them out because there was so much heat and so much fire above them. They just said, yeah, let's get out of here. So
Acting Chief, can you repeat the address or the location of that fire?
it was in the 500 block of North Terra Lane. Do you guys get this, the
Yeah.
city council?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sure. I believe the cause was electrical, I think is what they ended up, let me look here. Excess of $1 million, damage to the house. I was told it was, had something to do with electrical. The next one is mold remediation. I believe they finished up most of Station 9. They have a little bit of a punch list in it. But now they've moved over to the old police building that's connected to Station 9, and they're currently in there doing work. The old PD substation. They're in there working on it. Let's see. The last thing he had is, this district is getting 2 new fire engines. One is engine 14 and one is engine 9. Engine 14 is on track. Engine 9 should be on track within the next week or two. It is here. I think our mechanics are going through fine tuning everything, and then we'll load hose on it and have it push in and put on the street. Is there any questions?
Any questions online? Thank you, sir.
That was easy.
Thank you very much.
You have a good evening.
Me too. Sir, excuse me, I do have one quick question. So on a nice, shiny, beautiful piece of equipment like that, is there like a champagne bottle breaking on the bumper?
They do. On the
Do they?
push in, they have done that before, yeah.
I
They have
see.
a big ceremony, and
I'm sure.
the crews at that station will push the old one out.
Yeah.
And then they hand push the new, well, they don't hand push it, they weigh too much, but one guy backs it and everybody, they push it in the truck. You really ought to go if you ever have a chance to go there.
Do they
Pushing.
deliberately, and I'm being only half facetious when I ask this, do they deliberately put a scratch on one of these apparati to get that first one done and over with?
No, usually the trees win that battle.
Okay.
Or pedestrians.
I feel better if I'm the one who puts that first scratch in my new
We just
vehicle.
literally had a systems alarm, and my truck company was up in the air 100 feet straight up, and a guy he decided he needed to leave right now, and he was going to hit the truck with a fireman in the bucket 100 feet in the air.
Oh,
He did not care that there was a guy up there. I had to jump out of my chief's buggy and stop him.
Is that what was over there at 13th and Woodlawn?
Yes, sir.
That was the one going on?
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
We went straight from that one to the Marriott.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was literally gonna hit truck 3 with a guy up in a bucket. That's not ever gonna work out good.
No, it's not.
100 feet in the air.
No, it's not.
Nope.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
You have a good night. Have a great evening. All right, Philip,
I'm just gonna move over here so I can hear you.
looks like we have a conditional use case number 2026-94.
Yes, sir. It's a conditional use for an accessory apartment located at 324 North Elson Street. It's about a half acre lot. It's located east of Greenwich and south of Central. Yeah. Property is zoned single family residential, and the applicants are looking to put an accessory apartment in, which is just a second dwelling that's accessory to the primary dwelling. It is going to be a detached on the east side of the property. The applicant plans to construct a new 30 by 42 foot frame shop building with a dwelling unit behind the principal structure. So the shop building will have the dwelling unit in it, and that building will be behind the main structure. The site plan shows that the new structure conforms to all setbacks. The Unified Zoning Code has supplementary use regulations for accessory apartments. They're items 1, 2 through 4 on page 2 of your staff report. Essentially, there's only allowed 1 per single family lot. It has to be in compatible appearance to the dwelling and the character of the neighborhood. It has to stay under the same ownership as the main structure. And municipal water and sewer services have to be provided per kind of their existing established meter. They can't have separate meters. The franchise utilities can be separate, but their public utilities have to be under the same account. The parking for an accessory apartment is 1 additional space, so there'd have to be space for 2 spaces, and the existing driveway and garage meet those requirements on the site. The surrounding context of the area is all single-family residential. The property was platted in 1953, and there are no other zoning cases associated with the site. The property has access to North Elson, which is a 2-way local street with no sidewalks. It's already served by municipal services. The community investments plan identifies the property as appropriate for residential uses, and that encompasses adding accessory apartments to lots as well. So overall, staff is finding recommending that the application be approved, subject to the conditions in your staff report. The very first one saying that has, most of these are regurgitation of the supplemental use regulations, that it's under the same ownership as the main property at 324 North Elson. That's in development is in accordance with the approved site plan. The appearance will be compatible with the main dwelling. Water and sewer have to be provided as the same, with the same, on the same account as the main dwelling. They have to obtain all applicable permits. And then the number 6 is always our standard language that if any of these are found to be out of compliance and a continued pattern of non-compliance, the zoning administrator can declare the conditional use null and void. This has not gone to planning commission yet, is going to planning commission this coming Thursday. At the time of the publication of the staff report, we have not received any public comments, and I'm not aware that we have received any this week or leading up to this week prior to planning commission. And with that, I can stand for questions. Yes, sir.
So you sent mailings 500 feet all the way around.
200 feet.
200 feet, excuse me, 200 feet, and you got nothing back so far.
Correct. And we're actually now operating under the new rules of our notification that the city council adopted this summer. So we're not only notifying property owners, but we're also sending a letter to the physical address if there's a different mailing address. So if somebody's renting a house in this neighborhood and the landlord lives somewhere else, the landlord gets the letter at their mailing address, and then we are sending a copy to the physical address as well. So yeah, we have not heard, my understanding is we have not heard from anybody.
Okay, my second question is, let's say they sell the property. A landowner says, well, I'm gonna put in apartments, so I can put apartments in there now, right?
No.
Good enough.
No, an accessory apartment allows one additional dwelling unit. They can't come in and do multiple. Once they construct one, they can't even come back and ask for a second one. They, as a single family home, they can have one accessory apartment and that's it. So once they build this, they're maxed out.
Okay, thank you. Well, if I have a question.
Yes, Judah.
On page 5, the drawing there, it says something about like, it looks like it says a portable building. Unless I'm misreading it, I'm not sure on it. There's not anything.
Existing home.
In the top right under new shop, that bottom one says portable building or something.
Okay. Like Dirksen portable building. I'm not exactly sure what that.
That may be the manufacturer, but maybe of this sort of,
Oh, yeah.
building that they're going.
Dirk's a portable.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna be like a trailer or something that's moving. Okay.
No.
Any questions or comments online?
Yes. So are we any closer, Philip, to having ADUs by right? Or are we still, it's a special permit?
We're in the process.
Okay.
They are finally able to make headway. We now have some of the things we've been working on in the county have died down. The proposed changes to the zoning code are going to go to the planning commission, I believe on the 27th of August. It's sometime in August. It's either this coming Thursday or in 2 weeks from now. So the Advanced Plans Committee has been working on that with the Advanced Plans staff. So the other part of the division that you guys don't really see very often. And so the Advanced Plans Committee has come up essentially with a recommendation. And so now Planning Commission is considering it. My understanding is, depending on what Planning Commission does, prior to it going to City Council, it'll likely go through the DAP circuit because it would be an amendment to the zoning code. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, forgive me, it's been a bit since I've been up to date on what it is, but I don't necessarily think it will be by right, but I think we're going to do it more by like an administrative adjustment.
Excellent. That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
More often than not, they will likely not have to come through a public hearing process unless they get controversial or things like that. But the understanding is trying to shift it away from the public hearing process, knowing I think they went back like 6 or 8 years and there hasn't been a single one in the city that's been denied. So.
When was this Advanced Planning Committee opened up?
So the Advanced Plans Committee is half of the planning commissioners. And then the other half sit on the Subdivision and Utility Advisory Committee. And then, so they essentially work with planning staff on various initiatives that have been given to the planning department to work through. And so they essentially make the sausage where accessory apartments has gone to advanced plans multiple times as they've been trying to work through and massage what they feel should be the recommended language. And once they come up with something that they feel that is ready to go forward, then it goes on to the next step, which is planning commission.
So is that was not open to the public?
There would have been, yeah, it is a public process. It is not necessarily like an advertised public hearing. When it comes to the planning commission, and if they are taking a consideration of an amendment to the zoning code, when accessory apartments go to the planning commission, it is an advertised public hearing at that point. They can take public comment.
I saw the notices for that. I had no idea what that meant.
Okay.
You know, it didn't say, hey, if you want changes committee.
They,
Advanced planning, I didn't think I would have anything to do with that, but now you explain what it is. I wish I was there from day one.
okay. Well, you're still able to attend the planning commission meeting and provide public comment on what's presented at that point. Like I said, if it's an amendment to the zoning code, knowing that the city council has to sign off on it, it will likely make it through the DAP circuit as well.
Forgive me, I'm way off.
You're okay? No, good questions.
There are essentially two sides to the planning department and the planning commission. You see the current plans division of the planning department at DAB meetings, and they're dealing with subdivision regulations and zoning issues like we are tonight. There's another division that's advanced plans, and they look at these larger plans, comprehensive plans, the easiest one to wrap your head around, and other policies. And that's future stuff as opposed to the here and now. And then the Metropolitan Area Planning Commission also splits itself up to work on one side or the other, either the advanced plans or current plans. And then they'll come together to meet, I believe it's twice a month as the actual planning commission. But that's roughly how it's organized. And you're right, you don't see advanced plans discussions that much unless you know what it means and you insert yourself into it. But whenever you're asked to go to a charrette or a come and go about it, but a downtown master plan or something like that, the staff that are working that come from that other division, the advanced plans division.
Thank you very much. I had no idea.
I would ask for the applicant or the public to share any comments, but we have no one present. Is there anyone online who would like to comment on this this request?
I asked if the by right or whatever the next process was, because every ADU that we've ever had come before the board since I've been on it, we've always approved it. I think it's logical because whether it's a permit or not, whatever the next step is, I think anyone that's trying to address housing and helping build density and building up their property value, I think is good. Whenever we're ready to make a motion, I would be on board with whoever makes a motion to approve.
I move to accept. Approval.
First, who's to approve? We have a second?
You move to accept the application?
Yeah,
To approve the application. Yeah.
Whatever the lingo's supposed
Is
to.
it with staff recommendations too, that they had on there, right, I'm assuming?
That's the whole thing.
Yep.
Yes.
Approved with condition.
Any discussion of the motion?
We need a second.
I did.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Hearing none, would all those in favor of the motion to approve the request with conditions, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say nay. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Philip.
Thanks, Betty.
All right, board agenda, updates, issues and reports. Does anybody, I'd say on staff, have anything to add? Is there anything that board members would like to share with us?
I would just remind everyone that we're still in the budget cycle, and if you're interested in giving public comment, the budget will be approved August 25th. So you have a couple city council meetings to talk about what you care about.
Thank you, Faith. Anyone else? Good. All right, please note, the next District 2 Advisory Board meeting will be held at 6 p.m. on Monday, September 14th, in the community room right here at Fort Rockwell Branch Library. And with that, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
I move, so we adjourn. I will second.
All those in favor of adjournment, please say aye.
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 Tim, you picked.
Anybody opposed? I didn't think so. Thank you so much,
Tim, you
everybody.
get hazardous duty pay.
Have a great.
Thank you,
have a great-
Tim.
Thank you.
I had explained 3 times to me, and I'm still not sure
About
what happened.
what?